On the 7th of July 2005, 4 suicide bombers killed dozens of people on London's transport network. Now, to add insult to terrible injury, it's been revealed that the News of the World newspaper may have been hacking into the mobile phones of bereaved relatives, as well as murder victims and even police officers. In a statement, the paper's owner, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, has described the allegations as deplorable and unacceptable. But the company, previously so tuned in to public opinion, seems to have badly underestimated the public outrage. In the UK Parliament, the Prime Minister has made his feelings clear.
It is absolutely disgusting at what has taken place, and I think everyone in this House, and indeed this country, will be revolted by what they've heard and what they've seen on their television screens.
But the Prime Minister himself is coming under pressure because Andy Coulson, his former head of communications, was previously editor of the News of the World.
He's got to accept that he made a catastrophic error of judgment by bringing Andy Coulson into the heart of his Downing Street machine.
The newspaper today admitted that under Mr. Coulson's reign, illegal payments were made to senior police officers. It has also previously paid millions in out-of-court settlements to some hacking victims. A central figure is Rebecca Brooks, former editor of the paper, now the chief executive. Critics say it's incredible that she should be allowed effectively to investigate herself.
To simply go on doing what she's doing and saying, I'm going to investigate, lead the investigation, when she's, sorry to say it, the chief suspect, is just absurd.
There are calls also for Mr. Murdoch's imminent takeover of the satellite broadcaster B-Sky B to be put on hold. And it seems that tens of thousands of people, not just here at the Commons, but around the country, agree with the protesters behind me that this is far wider than just an issue about phone hacking. This is about corporate governance and political influence. In all, it's a tangled web of vested interests.
We, the public, can't trust the politicians who are terrified of the power of the press. We can't trust the press, although good for News International that it's admitted paying the police. We can't obviously trust the police, who are deeply compromised and not competent and are, of course, being accused of taking money corruptly.
One thing is clear, there will be no comfortable outcome for anyone caught up in this scandal. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, London.
Public outcry here in the UK following new allegations that staff at the News of the World newspaper paid police officers and hacked phones of the families of murder victims. Rupert Murdoch, whose company publishes the paper, has called the allegations, quote, deplorable and unacceptable. Earlier, the British Prime Minister stepped in to try to quell the uproar, saying that he backs a public inquiry into the case. Well, allegations of phone hacking first emerged back in 2005, involving members of the British royal family. Now, 2 years later, the News of the World's royal editor and a private investigator were jailed. News International described the hackings as the work of a rogue reporter. But in 2009, it emerged that up to 3,000 celebrities, politicians and royalty may have also been targeted. As allegations mounted at the start of this year, the newspaper's editor at the time, Andy Coulson, resigned as the UK Prime Minister's communications director. Now, News of the World is accused of hacking the phones of murdered British schoolgirls Millie Dowler, Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman. And police are reportedly investigating whether phones were hacked in other high-profile cases, including the 2005 London bombing.